Okay, so Asia has some of the most exciting queens who've been crowned to compete at Miss Universe 2020. We all know and love them. And this video is about 6 of my favorite queens, just talking more about them and also comparing them and seeing who's my #1 favorite. And my favorites change all the time. When I posted my favorites for Miss Universe 2020 a few weeks ago, I was read for filth in the comments. People telling me that I'm crazy, that my selection doesn't make sense. Why did I leave out this person? Why did I leave out that person? Why is this person higher than that person? And a lot of the issues came with many of the Asian queens. They felt that, you know, I wasn't. But anyway, I know that Asian fans are very passionate about pageants, which is why I love pageants in Asia, because there's just so much passion and love for them. So I decided, let me just make a video speaking more about them. So these are my 6 favorite queens from Asia, and I'm going from my #6 favorite to my #1 favorite. So let's get started. Vietnam. I don't know how to pronounce her name, Tran Can Van. I don't know how to pronounce her surname, so I'm not even gonna try. She is 25 years old. She's a model actress, and she was crowned Miss Universe Vietnam in December last year. So she's, I think she might have been the first person to be crowned Miss Universe, or Miss, it's either her or France who got the title to represent their country at Miss Universe. She began her pageantry career in 2013, when she was crowned Miss Adoi Vietnam 2013, and she placed 2nd runner-up in the Vietnamese pageant Miss Star 2014. All in all, to say, she's got really great experience. She entered Miss Universe Vietnam before in 2015, and she finished in the top 10. So she's been at the pageant game for a while, and she's been extremely successful. So as I've said before, someone who's that successful and that experienced is definitely a contender, someone to watch out for, because she definitely is very serious about pageants. She knows what she's doing, and she's someone who's a contender. Facially, she's very beautiful. No one can deny that. She is very beautiful, she's very sophisticated, and I haven't been able to connect with her in terms of, I just don't feel like I know enough about her, or I get much of a personality from her. But that could change, you know. Sometimes girls go to Miss Universe, and when you see them there, like the 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 7 days changes before the pageant, when they're all interacting with each other, some people just stand out, and they show their personality, and they are lovable. A great example of that would be Miss Universe Vietnam 2018. Henny, she barely spoke any English, but when she was at Miss Universe, well, for me, she stood out even before Miss Universe happened. But when the pageant was happening in Thailand, she was just one of the stars of the show. She was someone who stood out, and she had a very infectious personality. She seemed very genuine, and everybody fell in love with her. And so it was not a surprise that she finished as high as she did. She was one of the contenders to actually win the crown. So that can definitely happen, where at the competition, someone who wasn't really getting attention before just stands out for whatever reason, usually because of their personality, usually because of how they're styled, different things. So that could happen with Vietnam. Next on my list, let me just double check because I don't want to make any mistakes, is Indonesia, Ayu Molida. I've spoken about her at length, and I really do like her. People think that because I didn't include her in my favorites, that I somehow don't like her or don't appreciate what she has to offer, and that's absolutely not true. I see how amazing she is. I see the photos she takes. I see that she is intelligent. She has what it takes to really do extremely well at an international pageant. She's not, with all that shit said, she's just not in my favorites. Like, she's not in my top 10 favorites. Doesn't mean I think she's terrible. It's not this or that. It doesn't mean you have to be in my favorites, and if you're not, you're terrible. It's none of that. She was born on the 11th of July 97. She's from Surabaya. She's a model. She's won the 2019 Asia Model Festival. She won the Face of Asia 2019, and She represented the province of East Java in the 2020 Indonesia Princess Contest. She's the second child of 3 siblings, and she's always dreamt of being a professional model. So she's living her dream, and she is an incredible representative for the country. And again, she's been crowned for a while. I think in March she won. So she's someone who's been at this for a while, and by the time Miss Universe 2020 rolls around, it'll probably be a year, if not longer, of her being in the spotlight, of her being a title holder for Putri Indonesia. So that experience is definitely going to help her stand out. It's definitely going to help her be someone that we all are checking for. So I'm very excited about Indonesia, and I do like her. Next is someone who was just recently crowned, and I'm obsessed with her. I loved her. She was the #1 who stood out for me during the competition, and this is Miss Universe Cambodia. Her name is Sarita Reth. She was born on December 22nd, 94. So she's a December baby like me. So there's that connection. She's an actress, model, presenter, and she is known for her role as Marima in a show called Love 9. That's very popular in Cambodia. She's an outspoken speaker, and she's very passionate on reproductive health among young people. That's her advocacy, and I think that's a very relevant advocacy, very impressive. Cambodia obviously doesn't have a very long history in Miss Universe, so she's part of the group of pioneers who are sort of trying to bring attention to Cambodian pageants and make sure that they make an impact at the world stage. I loved Miss Universe Cambodia 2018, and I wanted her to place. She unfortunately didn't place, but I really think she has a fantastic chance of placing. But obviously we'll see more of that when the pageant happens, and we don't know what format it's going to take, so you can't really know who will place and who won't. But she is certainly a very exciting competitor, and I really hope Cambodia places, because it's just nice to see countries just different countries doing well, especially when they take the effort to send someone as fantastic as Sarita, and I'm wishing her all the best. Okay. Next on my list, even as I'm doing this video, I'm still thinking, who do I love more than the other? And it's sort of, the differences are so minimal, but I will have to say next on my list is India. Adeline Castellino, she's one of my favorites for the whole entire pageant throughout the world, throughout the universe. Like, of all the contestants, she's in my top 10. I love her, I admire her, I think she is fantastic. Would not be surprised to see her in the top 5. All I want is more personality, more vibrancy, but there's still time to do that. But definitely, I really think she is someone who is going to do so well. She's great on stage, she's great in the runway, and she has a very genuine spirit about her. And I look at her, I see an IMG queen. For some reason, she just fits the mold of someone who would fit right in terms of what IMG is looking for in Miss Universe, because Miss Universe has changed ownership, and the IMG queen is markedly different from a queen who won under the Trump era, from a queen who won before Trump. Trump came in 96. Before him as well, there was also, the winners were also quite different from what we have now. So this is definitely a new era of queens, and I think India fits in really well with that. She just has that aura about her, a mix of beauty and brains and of sincerity, and that's a really positive thing. Next on the list is the Philippines. Rabia Mateo, she is gorgeous. She's fabulous. She looks like Linda Evangelista. No, she is so incredible. And as I was talking about previously now with India about sincerity, it's the same thing with Rabia. She is so sincere. She's a real person. She is fun, and she's humble, and those qualities are very endearing, and definitely qualities that Miss Universe organization is looking for. So that's exciting. And then number 1, surprise, surprise, it's Thailand. It's still Thailand. Every time I see her, she blows my mind. She blows my mind with the looks that she turns. She turns amazing looks. But on top of that, she has great personality. She's a real person. So yes, Q&A, she has to improve with her Q&A, because it was very bad. I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that from the first video I made about her. I was not impressed with her Q&A. I actually thought she was going to lose. But that is something that can be worked on, because obviously if her Q&A was bad, that's one thing, but for her to go that far, it means her interview is different from Q&A. It's not the same thing. Q&A is the question that they ask on stage and you have 30 seconds to respond. The pre-interview that happens that we don't usually see, you have a little bit more time to expand on it. It's not a lot of time, but a little bit more time to give your answers. It's not as much of a pressured environment as being on stage with thousands of people watching live and people watching all over the world, and you have 30 seconds to answer a very, very difficult question. That's where she failed. That's where Miss Thailand has failed in 2017, in 2019 as well. So something is amiss with their Q&A preparation. But obviously for Pawin Suda last year and Maria in 2017, for them to make top 5 at Miss Universe, it means their interviews were good and that they are women of substance, that they are intelligent, because there's no way you're making top 5 at Miss Universe if you gave a bad interview or if you're not intelligent. Top 5, you have to be very good at interview. The only thing they struggle with is their Q&A for some reason. I don't know what the reason is. I suspect that the Miss Thailand, the organizers, the creative director, the people who train or coach these girls are not adequately coaching them for Q&A. That might be the problem. That's what I speculate, because it's just so odd that you'd be good at interview and bad at Q&A, and really bad. And also Miss Universe 2016, Chalita, she also did very bad in her top 6 Q&A at Miss Universe. So something is wrong. But that can be worked on. That can be, because she has everything else, and that is why she's my number 1 from Asia, and that is why she's my number 1 for the world. Well, it's kind of changed since some new developments have been developed, which I don't know how I feel, but anyway, I'll talk about that in another video. She's fantastic. She is everything you want in a pageant queen, except Q&A. So that's why she's my number 1, and she'll remain number 1. I know I'm going to get criticized, but that is definitely what I feel, that she has got it all. She is breathtaking, and that still matters. It's still a pageant, by the way, so that definitely matters. So Asia all in all has fantastic contestants. These are 6 of my favorites. They are so exciting, and I also think that if Miss Universe continues with the continental divisions, Asia should be on its own. Okay, I guess you can say Asia and Oceania, but to lump up Africa with Asia is so unfair on the African contestants, because they cannot compete with these Asian contestants. These Asian contestants are amazing, from Vietnam to Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, India, Japan. There are so many amazing contestants from Asia, overwhelmingly so, and Africa just can't compete. So I think it would be different. It would be better to lump up Africa with Europe, because Europe doesn't have very strong contestants. Why not lump Europe and Africa together? Why not? The distance between Europe and Africa is not, North Africa and Europe is not that different from the distance between Africa and Asia. You know, you can put them together, and Europe does not have as many strong contestants as Asia, not even anywhere close. So I think that would be better for Africa to be lumped up with that. So or group, not lumped up, grouped together. But what do you think? Who are your favorite Asian contestants, and what do you think? Do you think that Thailand can improve on her Q&A, or do you think it's a lost cause? Please remember to subscribe for more pageant content.